One guy, he can shoot. The other guy, not so much.
Get that stuff out of here.
And although they're very different in many ways, most importantly, they're brothers for life. And they always gonna have something to say.
Alan, you taking pictures? You gonna put certified bucket boys? No. Certified bucket boys. Certified bucket boys.
Here we go. Welcome back, baby. This is I Got Something to Say, home of the unmitigated gall. I'm your host, Quentin Q. Smith, back with my partner, Alan A.J. Ward. What's happening, Chief?
Nothing much.
You glad to be back? What's up, man?
Glad to be back.
Man, we've been on a hiatus, man. We sorry we've been gone. We had to go take care of some stuff. But we back in action, and we got something hot for y'all. So here it is. Everybody's been watching the NFL as of late. We see that Cincinnati Bengals from our home state, Ohio, is headed to the Super Bowl to face the Los Angeles Rams on the 13th of February, 2022. But we don't want to talk about that. Everybody talking about that. We want to talk about something a little bit different. See, we from Cleveland, so we up here with the Brownies. Here's what we want to talk about. With all the successes the Cincinnati Bengals have been having with their playoff run, now going to the Super Bowl, the question stands, does the success that young Joe Burrow is having, does that impact Baker Mayfield, negatively? Should he be worried? Should he be concerned? Should he care? We want to dissect that just a little bit here. Alan, I'm going to turn it to you. What does the success of Joe Burrow mean for Baker, shake and bake Mayfield?
I think it means a lot. But then again, I don't think it means that much at the same time. I'll start with why it means a lot. Joe Burrow is a peer of Baker Mayfield, so he's in his division. Cincinnati has been the little bro of the division, and Cleveland, for that matter, since I can remember, since I've been born. They've been little bro, Cincinnati and Cleveland. And Cleveland and Cincinnati, they've been getting better and better each year. They got the young quarterbacks. They got, Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb, Joe Mixon for Cincy. They got the young wide receivers up and coming. But Cincinnati seems to have gotten over the hump. So as a peer, you might look at them and be like, oh man, you might be kind of jealous. We kind of compare ourselves to our peers sometimes. And in the NFL, it's kind of like, when you talk about quarterback to quarterback, that's why the salary cap keeps going up, and they keep paying all these quarterbacks more and more and more because quarterbacks are performing better. And so they keep setting standards. So in the AFC North, Joe Burrow is setting that standard. Now, here's why it doesn't mean anything at all. Because Baker Mayfield and the Browns, what choice do they have? They're going to get rid of him. Baker Mayfield is the best quarterback they've had since I've been alive. So, and I'm 24. So are you going to trade him? Like, what are you going to do? You can't trade the best quarterback you've had since they got back from Baltimore. Like, can't do that. You stuck with average.
Okay, I do agree with you from the standpoint that they are stuck with average because, to your point, what are they really doing? There's no contingency plan, at least that we know of from our vantage point. Here's why this is a big deal. Baker Mayfield is looking for a payday. Baker Mayfield wants security, job security, and, whatever the case is, financial security. Joey B having this success in his second season is the worst thing that can happen to Baker Mayfield. I'm going to throw some names out here, Alan, some of his peers. You tell me if they have been successful or unsuccessful thus far. Joey B.
Successful.
Patrick Mahomes.
Very successful.
Okay. Josh Allen.
Very successful.
Very successful.
Mm-hmm.
Baker Mayfield. Not so much. I'm gonna tell you what makes this look so bad for him. Not only are all of his peers having success when he's not, he's actually been given more to work with than some of those same peers. Let's talk about Joey B. Alan, did you know that preseason rankings had the Browns ranked 7th in the NFL out of all 32 teams? You know where Cincinnati's preseason ranking was?
Where was it at?
28th. People forget that Cincinnati is in the midst of a rebuild, and they're going to the Super Bowl. They're in a rebuild. I'm going to throw some names out here. You tell me who has more to work with, okay? You got two young quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
With running backs. Nick Chubb, Joe Mixon. Who's better?
I'll take Chubby.
Take old Chubby, you know what I mean? His preseason ranking by Pro Football Focus was number 4. Mixon came in at 14. 14 not bad, but I think 4 is just a little bit better, right? Last time I checked.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, boom. Preseason rankings, Pro Football Focus, had OBJ, who was on the Browns. You guys remember him? He was here. Ranked at the 18th coming into the season. And Jarvis Landry at 21. Okay? Cincinnati's highest rated, this is, preseason. Cincinnati's highest rated wide receiver coming into this year was one Tyler Boyd at 32. Not that great. Finishing the season, Pro Football Focus rated Cleveland's offensive line 8th in the league at the end of this regular season. Cincinnati's 20th. You have so much more to work with, but yet you can't get the job done. Alan, I'm going to turn it over to you. What do you think about that? I got more to say, but I don't want to hog up all the time. On my next lap, I'm going to dive a little deeper.
I don't know. Preseason rankings, I mean, who really cares about those?
Fair enough.
Does he have more to work with? I don't know.
On that note, I got you. But that's a stark difference because Cincinnati's in a rebuild. By the way, those numbers on I dive into them on my second level. Go ahead. I got more to say.
I mean, you say they're in a rebuild, but like not really. I mean, you can just throw that word out there, but like, I mean, they're a good team. Cincinnati's defense and the Browns defense was kind of similar. Cincinnati gave up 5 more points this season. So a difference, but not that big. So, I mean, they basically almost had the same type of defense as far as, points allowed. Talk about weapons. I mean, Joe Burrow, I mean, he got his set of weapons over there too.
That's fine.
Now, Baker Mayfield is average. So this is what you would expect of somebody who's average. They have weapons, but don't really utilize them to the best of their ability.
Average at best, but go ahead.
That's not that. You're not lying. I'm not here to defend Baker Mayfield, but yeah, I can't defend Baker Mayfield. He's average at best, like you said.
So going into the defense, I know you and I are both defensive aficionados. People act like there's only one side of the ball, but I'll let you talk about that on your own time because there's whatever. But did you know Pro Football Focus, the Bible of the NFL, had the defensive line of the Browns ranked 11th at the end of the season? Cincinnati's finished 25th. Stark difference. So points allowed similar, but stark difference. We already talked about the disparity in the offensive line. You have even more from your units to work with, but yet now okay, so nobody expected Cincinnati to go to the Super Bowl, right? We was like, okay, they may be good. They probably will finish 3rd in the division, maybe if they have a good year, probably 4th, maybe 3rd, depending on what Pittsburgh does. Granted, Baker Mayfield was hurt. I'm not here to say Baker Mayfield was 100% healthy. But what's interesting is even when 100% healthy, he's just, again, average at best. So now it's like you're looking at Patrick. You're looking at Josh. You're looking at Joey B. You're looking at Justin, who is clearly better than Baker. And all these guys are in the same conference. Joey B in the same division. You got to see him twice a year. Lamar is coming back. He'll be healthy. And they 1st, 2nd, and 3rd string running backs will not be injured the same way they were this year. They're going to be right back in the mix. Pittsburgh, we don't know what they're going to do. So Cleveland, depending on what Pittsburgh does, may just start the 2022 season with the fourth best quarterback in the division. That translates to the worst quarterback in the division. Quarterbacks don't mean everything, but they mean a whole heck of a lot. So you walk into the season with the fourth best quarterback in the division who cannot utilize these units that are ranked much higher, at least in Cincinnati's. Where's your hope? What you gonna do? You can't move off of him. You can't trade. Who wants him? I mean, what are you gonna get in return for him? Now, I guess you can put Case Keenum in, and I mean, but that's not the answer. I mean, I think Case Keenum and Baker Mayfield are the same player. I've been saying that since last year we were on the show, and Case Keenum has proved. Did you know that in the couple of starts Case Keenum had, or a couple of, well, I know he started one game. I don't know if did he start 2 games in one game? I know he played in multiple spots because Baker got hurt.
I can't remember.
Okay. You're just gonna yawn on camera like that, honey. You just I'm boring you that much with these facts. These facts are boring you like that. Okay, whatever.
They are.
But in any event, did you know Baker, Nick Mullins, and Case Keenum all put up similar numbers this year when they played? Interesting. But that's neither here nor there. Yeah, I just don't see what the Browns are going to do. They should be highly discouraged by Cincinnati's success. Is it a little bit of lightning in the bottle? I guess we'll have to take a look at it and see what happens later on if they continue this. But
hey, not much you can do if you're the Browns. I mean, you got to stick with them. So you can cry and moan all you want, but you got to stick with them. So.
Do you draft a quarterback?
What the Browns going to be? They're going to be picking middle of the road-ish. So, I mean, if you see somebody you like, then, I mean, yeah, I'm not really into college football like that. So, I mean, what you going to do? You got Case Keenum. I mean, what you going to do?
Unfortunately, this is a weak quarterback draft. Nobody that we know that's going to be good is still going to be on the board by the time the Browns pick. But I feel like you almost have to because the Browns are not really deficient anywhere else. I mean, I guess you can get somebody else in the back end of the defense to shore that up. But, I mean, that's not really your problem. Your problem is quarterback. And I guess the thing, why waste the draft pick if you're not going to get a star return for Baker? But, I mean, you might find lightning in the bottle. You might find somebody. It's funny because people always talk about these, Bama guys, these Ohio State guys. You look at a lot of the most successful quarterbacks in the NFL and throughout NFL history, they were not big Power 5 guys. Some of them were, but, you got your Bakers and your people. They're not these big Power 5 guys. You have people like Josh Allen. You have people like Big Ben. These are not Power 5 guys. So you might find somebody somewhere, but I would explore the option. I would at least get somebody in that quarterback room. Because Case Keenum's not the answer. I like Case Keenum. I'm a big Case Keenum supporter. Case Keenum's not the answer.
Yeah, I guess it's always good to have that insurance. But you spend a first round draft pick on him? I don't know about that.
What's the alternative?
Get something else. Okay. Get something else you need. Because he's not going to play. Because you're picking middle of the road, so you're not getting – you don't know what you're getting. Like you said, a lot of the all-time greats weren't, they didn't come from Power 5 schools. I mean, yeah, that's cool. I mean, those teams didn't know what they were getting. So, I mean, you can take a shot of blind faith in the dark, but is that going to work out? I mean, are you going to get better as a team? Right now, you got them.
A middle-of-the-road first-round draft pick is a middle-of-the-road first-round draft pick. Now, that goes for any position. So, it's like, okay, do we pick up a middle-of-the-road first-round draft pick in the area that we actually need and hope that it works out? Or do we pick up something that we don't need? Like, okay, we're just going to take the best running back off the board. We got 2 studs. We don't need another running back. You know what I mean? Like, I get you don't want to waste it, but, I mean, if you're not taking a shot in the area that you actually need it, it's a waste anyway, in my opinion.
I mean, you can show up the defense. You can make the defense better. You got Baker. Like, you're stuck with him. You're going to drive somebody. So that's why I'm saying it's a waste of a pick. Why am I shoring up an area to where we're okay? Like, we're good there. Like, okay, you can always be better, but you're good there. Like, that's not the problem. So, okay, we shore up the defense. The defense is a little bit better. You haven't solved the problem. Because at the end of the day, Baker's still going to turn the ball over the way he's going to turn it over. Our defense is going to be in harm's way regardless. I don't care how good your defense is. If your offense keep putting them in harm's way, you can only do so much with that. You can hold teams to field goals, but if you're giving up field goals
because you're inefficient quarterback. Which I mean, we're already finding the department.
Okay, think about it like this: Baker can't get worse. He's not going to get worse than he already is. Okay, so what you do is take a draft pick and you help the defense because the defense is mediocre. They're not bad, but they're not great. So you make the defense better. You know, maybe you take a touchdown or two off the board. I mean, they're in the playoffs. They win one more game. I mean, who knows? They almost beat the Chiefs last year in the playoffs. I mean, they're a touchback away, that little iffy rule, but we're not going to talk about that. But, I mean, think about it. You got, hey.
I would take a quarter. I would take a quarterback.
Okay, that's not going to help your team.
I would take a quarterback. Here's an idea. This might be controversial. I don't think this team would do this, but I don't know. Maybe they would. Do you think if you can make the numbers look right, you package that first round pick and maybe another pick in Baker for Jimmy?
Hey, why not? The media's saying they moving off Jimmy, so
I would take a look at that and see if that's possible. I don't know what the numbers look like because you're not paying Baker anything, so I'm not so sure what that looks like. Mm-hmm. That's just an idea. Same thing with First Cousins. I would take a look at First Cousins and see how the numbers. See, First Cousins getting paid. So that's the thing. Baker's ain't getting. But we'll keep y'all posted on our thoughts as we see what the Browns do. We're gonna go ahead and cut up on out of here. And we will see you guys in the next episode of I Got Something to Say. Just so you guys know, so here's what it's going to look like. You're going to see a lot of this, a lot of conversations as we had prior, but you're also going to see Alan and myself do a lot of topics individually on things that interest us when we have time kind of mixed and sprinkled in there. You will see some of our regular guests back. You will see some new people. Just stay tuned because we got something special in store with season 2. I Got Something to Say. Again, this is the home of the unmitigated gall. You want it, we got it. If we ain't got it, we gonna get it. So get it while the getting is good. We will see y'all on the next one. Booyah!